大家好，是你们最喜欢的辅导老师贝欧流贝老师。今天我们来看第18课运动。OK， 那今天我们来做什么呢 ？What are we doing today？ 我们有两个语法，第一个是 duration of inactivity， which can be found on these pages。还有第二个是好和难 with verbs to create descriptors, something very common that y'all have been looking at for a while. 那第一个 very simple, duration of inactivity. We looked at duration of activity earlier, but this one shows the duration that an action was not taking place, or the length of time that an action has not been or performed. So time expression plus may plus verb and plus law at the end optionally. When you see that we have may, we don't have a la in between may and the verb, and we don't have a la between after the verb, unless it's here. But 我们来看第一个，他3天没上网了。他3天 he 3 days 没上网了 did not go online. So within these 3 days, he has not gone online. 他3天没上网了。第二个 and here we have the la. But here, 妹妹上个月特别忙，4个星期没回家。4个星期没回家。For 4 weeks, she has not been home. She did not go home in 4 weeks because she is so busy. 第三个，我找不到我的钱包，1天没吃东西了，1天没吃东西了，真很糟糕，真惨。1天 for a day 没吃东西了。So it's not like 1天没吃了东西了 like 1天没吃东西。Direct. Food has not been eaten in a day. It's late so far. 那请你们注意 there's a difference between this construction and the one that indicates a duration of an action in the affirmative sense, like we were saying. So, 我学了2年中文了 I have been studying Chinese for 2 years. We do see a了 here. 我学了2年中文了 As opposed to here. 哦，是吗？我2年没学中文了 No, 我2年没学了中文了 None of this. Because 学了2年中文 is affirmative. So just notice that, and as you see it around, it will click. Mistakes are not fatal, but as long as you take notice of them, that's all that matters. Alright, so now we have how versus nan. Adding that onto a verb to create a descriptor. So I've been talking about this since 101 with our little whiteboards on the balcony, good little memories, and it just shows how flexible Chinese vocabulary is. So now we can take even more advantage of how and nan by taking a little look at this bit of nuance right here. Wow, that pollen is getting me. That's crazy. So basically, some verbs can be preceded by how or nan, and the resulting compounds become adjectives. But in this case, how usually means easy, while nan means difficult. In some of these cases, such as 好受、好写、好懂、难受、难写、难懂。Easy to bear, easy to write, easy to understand. Hard to bear, hard to write, hard to understand. As opposed to other ones in which how and nan are shown like something being pleasant versus less pleasant. So 好吃 it's not just easy to eat. It's not that hard to really eat anything. But 好吃 versus 难吃 it's a pleasant experience. It's good to eat. Versus 难吃 it's hard to eat. It's a little unpleasant. I don't really want to go through something like that ever again. As we can also see 不好吃 is also acceptable. 好听 and 难听 it's like hard to hear. It's not the same. That's why we don't say 你很难听你说的很小声你很难听 we don't say that like, oh, you're speaking softly. That's 难听, because 难听 is like your voice is like insufferable. It's ugly, right? I can't deal with it anymore. Insoportable. I can't take it. It's not that. So this dichotomy here is a little bit relevant. It's not just random. So I did skip over this though. Notice 好用 versus 不好用. There are some that you just kind of have to just see enough times and be like, oh, it's 不好用. We say that. I'm sure there's 难用 out there, maybe, but I've heard 不好用 more times. But either way, you will be understood. So, am I missing anything? No. Let's move on. So, let's just be straightforward. It has a straightforward use. You've been using them for a while anyway, so let's just look at 3. 太难听了，我受不了了，不要念下去了。太难听了，我受不了了，不要念下去了。So, 太难听了 is too 难听, as we're talking about 难听。我受不了了，受不了 I can't take it, I can't accept it, I can't deal with it, I can't. 不要念下去了。So, in this case, we can infer that 不要 is 别, like don't, like stop, 不要念下去. Don't keep reading on. It's a mess. It's a wrap. It's over with. 那第二个例子是什么呢？ all kind of crazy order. 虽然中文有的时候有一点难学，但是很有意思，所以我想学下去。虽然中文有的时候有一点难学，但是很有意思，所以我想学下去。And remember, we use 下去 in one of these other ones. It's like I just want to keep on the good path. Yeah? And here we see 下去. So, as I said, 难学. That's not to say it's like unpleasant to 学, which you could be saying that, but that's not what this says as the set phrase. It's just a difficulty is involved in studying. And as you can see, the speaker doesn't really feel like this is a net negative of a process in general. Why? Because it says 很有意思, a very interesting process. So therefore, we know that 难学 is referring to the difficulty as opposed to the pleasantness of doing said action. So, 第三个，冬天那么冷，夏天那么热，跑步太难受了，跑步太难受了。So it's just too much to bear. It's uncomfortable. 太难受了。I can't deal with it. Because why? The conditions of the outside. Too cold or too hot. There's no Goldilocks situation. Maybe a nice little fall run or a spring run. But 你们觉得呢？我想知道。好的，辛苦了。But first, 我们来练习一下。So 17.1 练习questions 来复习一下。So 第一个，你喜欢什么颜色？什么颜色都喜欢。Or 我什么颜色都喜欢。I like them all. 第二个，你想要跟王鹏结婚还是跟李友结婚 ？Neither. 我跟哪个人都不想要结婚。我跟哪个人都不想要结婚。As opposed to 我跟什么人都不想结婚 which would be I don't want to get married to anybody. We're talking about these two. So, 我跟哪个人都不想要结婚。那练习的部分 respond 请你 respond 天气越来越暖和，还要穿上外套吗？外套是什么？ 我画的不好，可是你们已经知道吧？嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟 Michelin Man looking， 嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟 The thing that you put on when the 天气很冷的外套。天气越来越暖和，你还要穿上外套吗？那 what's something that could be described in 2 weeks? OK， 那第二个，我们下个星期有大考，所以呢 5 days no basketballs play， 请你翻译完整我的句子 ，please complete my 句子 sentence。好 and 难。第一个，你们觉得哪种运动最难受？第二个，哪种语言最难学、最好写呢？是中文吗？我很好奇。Once again， 大家都辛苦了，我们下次见，拜拜。